I do not like gang stuff at all. That is not me. I am not part of any gang, and I do not want anything to do with it. I do not like conspiracies, and I do not even like the word Rico. I do not like any of that. These young boys talk like they have bodies, but the truth is, they do not. As for my relationship with 50, things started to go bad when I had to deal with a lot of energy that I did not want around me. With him, no, I am not even going to call him 50 back then. He was really in the streets. But at the same time, he started rapping while still being part of that world. He never fully left it, you know? When it comes to handling business, 50 has been strong from the very start. His name is still known in every hood because, unlike most artists who have to pay gangs for protection when they go to certain places, 50 does not pay anybody. No street tax, no extortion, nothing at all. Because of that, he has had problems with some real street people. We are talking about powerful men with big influence, like the CRIPS. And believe me, that is not something most rappers would ever try to face. As 50 keeps moving forward, as 50 Cent gets older, he is opening up more about the people he has had problems with in the past, especially why the CRIPS still respect him. He has never been a gang member, and he has made that clear many times. From the very beginning, it was obvious. He grew up in the tough streets of South Jamaica, Queens, but he never needed a gang to protect him or stand by his side. While many rappers rely on gang affiliations for security, 50 Cent has always stood on his own. He has spoken openly about how he does not like gangs and does not want to be associated with them in any way. He has no interest in conspiracies or legal troubles that come with being part of organized crime. He has made it very clear, saying, "I am not part of any gang and I do not want anything to do with those things." He understands how dangerous these situations can be, and he has always been smart about keeping his distance. The laws that are used to bring down criminal organizations, like RICO cases, were originally created to stop the mafia. These laws are designed to take down people involved in organized crime, and 50 Cent believes that if you are not involved in any criminal activity, then you have nothing to worry about. He is always focused on his business and career instead of getting caught up in street drama. Growing up in Queens, 50 Cent saw a lot of violence and crime around him. He lost his mother at a young age and had to learn how to survive on his own. He was exposed to the dangers of the streets, but he never let that define him. Instead of joining a gang, he chose to focus on building a career that would take him out of that environment. He was determined to make something of himself without having to depend on anyone else for protection or success. Even though 50 Cent never joined a gang, that does not mean he has not had problems with them. Over the years, he has had issues with some of the biggest and most powerful street figures. But unlike many artists who have to pay for security when they visit certain neighborhoods, 50 Cent has never paid anyone for protection. He has always handled things his own way, which is one of the reasons why he is respected in so many places. His fearless attitude is something that has set him apart in the music industry. While others might avoid conflict, 50 Cent has never backed down from anyone. Whether it was industry rivals, street figures, or even legal battles, he has always faced every challenge head-on. He is known for being outspoken and standing up for himself, no matter who he is up against. Many rappers talk about street life in their music, but 50 Cent actually lived it. He has survived real situations that most people would not be able to handle. One of the most well-known events in his life was when he was shot 9 times in 2000. Most people would not have survived that, but he did, and he came back even stronger. Instead of letting it break him, he used it as motivation to push forward. 50 Cent's story is one of resilience and determination. He grew up in a rough environment, faced dangerous situations, and still managed to build an empire. He never needed a gang to back him up, and he has never been afraid to stand on his own. Whether people love him or hate him, one thing is for sure, he has earned his respect. Now, as he reflects on his past, he is not afraid to speak the truth about what he has been through. He knows that his journey has not been easy, but every challenge has made him stronger. He has always been about business, and he refuses to let anything or anyone bring him down. That is why his name still holds weight, and that is why people, even those in the streets, still respect him today. In the beginning, Things went bad for a reason, but now everything is fine. At the end of the day, he is a rapper, and this is hip-hop. In the moment, it may feel like real trouble, but that is just how it works. When he was 19, he got arrested after selling to an undercover police officer. The police found a stash and a weapon, and that changed everything for him. That was the moment he knew he had to leave the street life behind. But do not get it wrong, just because he walked away from that life does not mean he lost respect or connections. 50 was the kind of person who was outside from a young age. By the time he was 12, he was already in the streets, was in New York with 100 Crips on stage, and when things went bad with G-Unit, Spider Lock did not even stand up for himself. People say he was so scared that he just left without even trying to fight. That alone tells you everything about who really had the power in that moment. 50 has never been the type to be afraid of the big names. Remember Suge Knight? The man who had everybody scared back in the day? Well, 50 was not one of them. When Suge Knight tried to press him, early in his career, 50 stood his ground, and that is a fact. He even went to the Indie Club video shoot, knowing Suge Knight was out there trying to scare him. As soon as people heard Suge was outside, they started running, dropping things, trying to get away. But 50? He stood right in front of the camera like nothing was happening. And we cannot forget his famous beef with Murder Incorporated. Back in 2000, 50 was stabbed outside the Hit Factory studio in New York, all because of his fight with them. Ja Rule and Murder Inc. were deep in this fight. One of their artists, Black Child, said he stabbed 50 in self-defense, but everybody knows the truth. 50 needed 3 stitches after that attack, but did he step back? Not at all. Instead, he pushed even harder and kept the pressure on. When people talk about 50's history with beef, all he hears is, "They tried to get me shot," or "They had something to do with it," or "They did this and that to me." There was even a time when Ja Rule and his crew chased 50 through a hotel lobby. They say he ran, and just as he reached the elevator, the doors closed right on time. But that is a whole different story. 50's level of pettiness is on a whole different level. Even when Gotti recently passed away, 50 did not hold back. He wasted no time making jokes, posting a picture of himself smoking hookah next to a fake gravestone with the caption, "I am smoking on that Gotti pack now. God bless him." Laugh out loud. But this is not just about music industry fights. 50 has survived real-life attempts on his life. Everybody remembers the famous shooting in 2000 when he was shot 9 times. Most people would not have survived something like that, but 50 did. And instead of staying quiet after that, he came back even stronger. Then there is his fallout with Bang M Smuff, one of his close friends from the beginning. Things got so bad between them that by Summer Jam 2004, Smuff and his crew showed up in the front row just to taunt 50. And what did 50 do? Instead of getting angry, he threw cash and water at them like it was nothing. It was his way of showing that he was still in control. The game's fallout with G-Unit was not just a small argument. At that time, he was being managed by Jimmy Henchman, and Henchman took everything very personally. Things got out of control fast, arguments, threats, and then real violence. When 50 was asked if his relationship with the game could ever be fixed, he did not seem interested. He said he did not really know what caused the fallout and that he does not try to fix broken friendships. By 2007, things had gotten even worse. G-Unit members Tony Yayo and Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher were accused of attacking Henchman's 14-year-old son. That situation made things even more dangerous. A few weeks after Lodi Mac was released from prison, he was shot and killed. Many people believe it was a revenge attack planned by Henchman. This beef became so serious that 50 was not even allowed to do an interview inside Hot 97. The station's building was connected to a big company, and they did not want to be involved in the trouble between 50 and Henchman. Jimmy Henchman was found guilty of ordering the hit on Lodi Mac and was given a life sentence plus 20 years. But even after that, the story did not end. In 2016, his conviction was overturned, which kept his name connected to street drama. And we cannot forget the rumors about Henchman's alleged involvement in the 1994 shooting of Tupac Shakur at Quad Studios. Some reports say Henchman was supposed to be part of it, but something went wrong. The gun may have jammed, or they may have changed their minds at the last moment. Either way, Tupac survived. At the end of the day, all of this started from one moment when a kid got slapped. That small incident turned into something much bigger, leading to years of violence, revenge, and street battles that never seemed to end. When it comes to fan wars, everybody knows how it goes. But why would the Crips or anyone else be afraid of 50 Cent? If you ask him, he will tell you that he has proved again and again that nobody can touch him. He has faced some of the most dangerous and powerful people in the game and always found a way to come out on top. Whether it is problems in the music industry, street conflicts, or even real-life attempts on his life, 50 has never stepped back. He does not pay for protection, he does not answer to anybody, and most of all, he has the power and the mindset to handle anything that comes his way. 50 Cent has the connections, the mindset, and the courage to face anything that comes his way. That is why his name still has power. That is why even the Crips have to think twice before going against him. People know that 50 Cent is not someone to mess with. Many believe that going through everything he has been through changed him forever. And as always, 50 Cent did what he does best. He made sure to protect himself and stay on top. But what do you think? Is it 50 Cent's bravery that keeps him strong, or is it the power of his connections? Was cutting off Spider Lock and the G-Unit Crips the right choice, or should he have handled it in a different way?